Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Meet Brilliant Hollyhand. Brilliant is one of those dudes who took after his pappy and his grandpappy and the grandpappy before that, and all of the pappies down the line, and the mammies also. Yeah, see, Brilliant believes that it was Barack Obama who is responsible for all of the hatred and division in America. Brilliant popped up on social media several weeks back, and he wrote, "It's become crystal clear Barack Obama is the root cause of all the hate and division found in America today." He added, "We must say no to Obama and the left's hate." He could not provide any proof that Barack Obama is responsible for all of the hate in America today, all of the hate and division. But he did say that when Obama was elected, once he became president, that's when the identity politics started. People started picking a side. Okay, fam, what say you? Give me a thumbs up if you believe Brilliant is right. Thumbs down if you say, man, shut your mother up. Okay. Okay, you know what? I'll give Brilliant, I'll give him that it was when Obama started actually running, when it looked like he might win, when he had a chance, when it looked like he had a chance, that's when it really started amping up. That's when it started amping up. And you know who was at the front of that line? This guy. He was at the front of the line amping up the racism. He started with the birthing thing, talking about Barack Obama wasn't born in America. He's Barack Hussein Obama, da 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 da. Now, up until Barack Obama ran for president, old Donnie was always friends to presidents, all of them, because he's a transactional type dude. It doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican. Hey man, you got a deal? Let's make some money. But once Barack got in, when it looked like he might win, Donnie and a lot of people who look like him said, "That's it. Now, man, y'all can be mayors and city council members and senators and Congress members, but maybe even a governor, but hell no, not number one. You cannot be number one. You cannot be the president of the United States." And at that point is when you first started hearing, "We want our country back." Not in the history of the United States of America have you ever heard white folks saying, "We want our country back," because they always had the country. In their mind, when Barack Obama became president, they had lost the country, even though they still was at the top of the food chain in every single industry in America. Every major industry in America and many minor industries, they were at the top of the food chain, and they were overly represented, even in Congress. They're only making up about, what, 30% of the population now. I believe that's the number. Let me see. I want to make sure that I don't need somebody coming in. Yeah, you don't even know what president. What percentage? Yeah, I think they're okay. It says, I don't know what made me say 30. Non-Hispanic white people make up approximately 57.7% to 58.9% of the US population. So they make up 58% of the population. It was one thing when Barack was running for president, but when he became president, oh man, it was crazy. So I do agree. Barack Obama was the catalyst, but he was not to blame. You see, you blame it on the people who amped it up. That's who is to blame. Barack Obama just exposed them. Once they saw a black man might win, a whole lot of them, even a lot of these so-called liberals, they took a hard stance and they were like going crazy with the racism. They were losing their mind. So yeah, it was when Barack Obama got in, but it wasn't for the reason he's saying. He acted like Barack Obama actually promoted division and racism. He was always talking about uniting, you know. That was his message. Trump, on the other hand, was like, the radical left, the radical left. Barack never separated the Republicans from the Democrats. He always understood that he was representing both sides. Now, whether he did that well or not is up for grabs. But at least on the surface, it appeared that he was trying. Just like on the surface, it appears that Donald Trump is not trying. Now, let's look at Breland. Look who his mentor was. That's Charlie Kirk, a white nationalist, a guy who thinks that white people are better than everybody else. You see, that is the root cause of the division in America. That is the root cause of racism in America. See, I got to call a strike and a ball a ball. It is white people who think that they're better than black people and everybody else. That is the root cause of racism and division in America. Yeah. And here's something else, fam. Well before Barack Obama was ever a pure thought in his parents' mind, you had these guys, these uncivilized mutts, the so-called founding fathers of a country that was already founded. So these are the so-called founding fathers and the ages that they were at the time that they so-called founded the country. Thomas Jefferson was 33, Alexander Hamilton was 21, James Madison 25, James Monroe 18, Benjamin Rush 30, John Marshall 20, Thomas Paine 38, Aaron Burr 20, John Jay 30. So these were young hooligans. Yeah, fam. A bunch of young hooligans are credited with founding this country. And now you got a young hooligan who is flaming, putting gasoline on the flame of racism, trying to throw people off about who is actually to blame for this uptick in racism in America. Now, a lot of people decided that when Barack Obama looked like he might win, or once he became president, they had to reassert themselves as, the so-called dominant class. And because many of them could not do it in a positive manner, they acted out like 2-year-olds by confronting people. Here comes the Karen thing. You don't belong. Who are you? And all this type of stuff, right? That's where that comes from. That's where that comes from. That's where you start seeing the shootings, even the police shootings. A lot of police was killing more black people because they were trying to assert themselves that, hey, man, ain't nothing changed. Oh, I really hate them now. I really hate them now, but they couldn't kill Barack. So instead of killing Barack, they killed Byron. They killed Russell. They killed Little Mike. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, fam. I got you. I figured you out. I know you very well. These uncivilized mutts that you see on the screen are responsible for the racism and the division in America because they founded it. You want to give them credit for founding America? Well, give them all the credit. Yeah, all of the credit. Let me tell you something, family. This dude right here, he keeps it going. He keeps it going because he knows it pays. Racism in America pays. Whether you're white, black, or whatever color, racism actually pays. Because if you are, let's say you're a black person and you decide that you're going to target black people to talk about and, or they use you to bring in black people or take advantage of black people, exploit black people, it's paying, right? When you look at racism across educational lines, you look at the healthcare sector, you know what that do. Ooh, man, you know what that do. Look at the tech world, racism, keeping people out, keeping certain people out. Now, Barack may have been the catalyst, but he is absolutely not to blame for the racism and division in this country. The racism and division in this country are to be blamed on the people who practice it, not the people who address it. No more talk.